and welcome to A Punk with Toys. My name is Lawrence, and I am here for the third and final video of the day, which technically by the time I put it together and do everything, it'll be Sunday morning. And if everything goes right, I'll have even more stuff to get through on the third, and if I don't do it then, maybe just do it on the fourth. But anyway, we're not going to waste any more time. You know what to do. If you like the channel, follow, hit the bell, get the notifications. Help grow this channel. I appreciate it. But anyway, we're here to talk about the G.I. Joe Classified Croc Master. And yes, once again, you can see it's not in there. Cobra logo's right there. I took this figure out. We've gone over classifieds. You guys know, watching some of the old videos, you know how they all move. But we're going to go over this one. And frankly, I've been waiting for these for so long, I can't wait to open them. So, here we have the artwork right on the front. And I really do like this. It's very comic-y. And, you know, you look at this figure and you cannot help but see Bane. And it's very comic-y. So, it really does kind of look like what you would see in Batman. So, actually, I think it's pretty cool. Whether you have number 38. And on the back is really cool because everything's actually finally stretched out. So you can see some things on here. And I do like the fact that they just haven't dropped all the original characters. They had the Nerf guns and the more high-tech stuff. People have complained about them intermixing that, oh yeah, if you have the first wave, they're kind of sci-fi and, you know, how does that look? Well, G.I. Joe's kind of always been like that. I mean, literally, there was a figure called Sci-Fi. But what is cool is when you look at this, you can see a lot of different things, not just the characters, but you can see stuff like the Hiss and Sky Striker. So maybe they are still hinting at some things that we might get. I was looking to see if there's a Stinger. I don't see a Stinger in there. I just see a Dragonfly. God, didn't I really ask for a classified Dragonfly? Man, I really wanted that. Lenny, are you watching this? I wanted a classified Dragonfly. I know it'd be like $500, but I don't care. So anyway, that's the box. Let's look at the figure. Because even though I never really cared for the Croc Master figure, this one really pops in the classified line. So just by looking at him here, again, you get the Bane vibes. I'm not going to try to do a Bane voice because I've never been able to do it. But I think they really did a wonderful job. And when I compare them to the vintage O-ring, you're just going to go, wow, it's literally like they just pulled that thing out and made a few changes. But for the most part, they just updated exactly how it should be. So it comes with a whip because you get to figure he's going to whip the alligator. I don't know if alligators or crocodile trainers do that. He's got his hook because you hook them. Got his knife. And he's got his sidearm. He also comes with his chain, because you're going to want a chain, because you can't use a regular leash like you use for my pit bull, who's already powerful enough. Imagine a crocodile is even more. He's got his two little baby crocodiles. And then you have Fiona, which is really, really big. And it's amazing. The articulation, where the mouth opens, little feet, tail pops off really easily. It's nice and soft. And the way they did it, I think they did a really good job, and gonna get some amazing toy photography out of this. So let's not waste any more time because nobody really wants to look at me. And let's look at this actual figure and compare him to the O-ring. Again, I think they do a wonderful job, but man, this is like Lenny's looking at this O-ring going boom, boom, boom. Oh, well, you know, we have to adapt to this. So I'll say it again. All the people that say they need a designer that actually knows G.I. Joe, I'm telling you right now, all those people that say that, I'm willing to bet probably 75% of them don't even have an O-ring collection and can't even look at the figures to compare them. So they really don't know what the hell they're talking about. So let's take a look at this. All right, so here we go. And I do apologize for the past few videos that I've done in the past few weeks at the corporate office and stuff. Seems like I was actually focusing on the other wall, and the light just didn't seem to hit it as well. So if you weren't able to see some of the colors, I apologize. This one just seemed better, but I had all the figures lined up over here, so I moved them all so I could start here. So enough with me. Okay, so let's just get rid of the whip and the hook. Let's compare these two figures. So I really do like these figures. This is all that I have left. My original Croc Master no longer have his breathing apparatus. I don't even have his crocodile anymore. I think he came with a I don't know if he didn't come with a whip. He came with another leash of some sort. So anyway, looking at this guy, I mean, you can just look at him right now, and he has the same breathing apparatus, but instead of making it go into his shoulder here, they made it go to the back and just hits the peg, which I think is really cool. Look at them; they both have red eyes. Look at those! Like, look at that. You can tell that is the exact same. He's gonna have his crocodile armor, or wife beater, I guess you could say. So you gotta think, like, this figure is a one-time sculpt. Unless they do other Croc Masters, you're not really gonna be using this for anything else. So they both share the Cobra emblem on the same spot. He's got the eye right here. Yellow slits right there on the belt, which he also has along with the little red dot. Get down to the boots, and he's going to have these crocodile or alligator skin type boots. Now they had a lot more texture on the O-ring, but it's just kind of big and bulky. They don't have it here, but there is some sort of texture and scales. They gave him his knife on the side, and if you look at it, this knife kind of has some texture. Again, very similar. Green boots, obviously, like I mentioned. Now on the side here, they both have a holster. This is, again, kind of like an alligator, crocodile. I think they maybe went a little overboard on the O-ring with it. So he has his sidearm right here. You go all the way to the back, it's silver on the belt. These O-ring figures do not stand very well without a stand. Unfortunately, I fear putting some stands on them. So, as you can see, they put the silver gauntlet on one side and then the crocodile gauntlet onto the other. They gave him black gloves, which probably makes way more sense, and to be honest, I think it makes it pop a little bit more. So there's your comparison to the O-ring. I mean, even down to the jock strap. His gator, I guess I never really noticed the gator crotch that was on the gator crotch that was on the O-ring. Just as these little details that you start noticing, or at least that I start noticing since I started doing these comparisons. So right off the bat, no pinless joints. Oops, move that around. No pinless joints because he uses the same arms as Gung Ho and Rock and Roll. So no pinless joints, big arms, no issues bending. You got your bicep swivel, your hand swivel. You can obviously remove either gauntlet because it uses the same arms as Gung Ho right here. You can still see there is a huge size difference, as Gung Ho is just one of the bigger figures. And shockingly enough, I put Roadblock next to him, and he's actually bigger than Gung Ho by just a tad bit, because he uses a different body style. Same legs, same arms. So I do believe that he is the largest figure. So if you get Road Pig, I don't think he's going to fit. And then on the knees, again, no pinless. I'm not sure what. I didn't look at the rest of the figure, so I'm not sure who he shares legs with, but I'm sure he does. But no issues bending. The strap doesn't get in the way. Like I said, Valiver seems to be a little bit thicker, so they get in the way, but it really isn't an issue in my opinion. And once again, both sides. He does have the thigh swivel, boot cut, and the ankle rockers. And it seems like these figures that have a smaller footprint, and I know this kind of makes sense, has a smaller footprint, they have a harder time standing, especially if you're standing completely erect rather than in a pose. I think that may bother some people. It does have the drop down hips. I'm not a fan of them. I just always fear that they're going to eventually break, so I don't really use them too often. He's got his ab crunch, and then he twists back and forth. Head moves up and down. T-pose, no issues, and I will mention it again. Shoulders, this is how they should be done. All right, shoulders go up here. So there are your traps. And when you look at a Valiver's figure here, this is what needs to be changed on these figures. As I mentioned it before, it sticks out, so you can't get a full T because this sticks out, causing obstruction. And frankly, I have traps. That's how they look. They should go down here and then into the ball of the muscle right there. So quickly, I will match the size up here. And as you can see, Gung Ho is much bigger. And I do say much bigger, and I really do mean that. And then if I take Rock and Roll, he's even that much bigger. But supposedly he will fit in a his tank. You know, that HasLab. So, that is a quick look at this figure. Now, he does come with this, like, revolver. Yeah, I'm not a big fan of the revolver. I think it looks kind of chintzy, but what is funny, it kind of reminds me of this Mezco pack that they have that, I think it looks really, I don't know, I think it looks lame. That's the best way to put it. I think the Mezco looks lame, and I don't really like that. Again, I do like the knife here. Has some paint apps to it, so it's just not just bland. That definitely helps out a lot. And I pop that thing in, and it pops in real nicely. So you're not going to have to worry about either one of those things falling off. Comes with this hook. I don't believe he ever came with a hook. So some sort of meat hook. The whip, which is, it's stationary, but you can stretch it out if you really wanted to. Especially if you heat it up, wouldn't be that bad. Has a little paint app, so it's just not plain black. I'm glad that they're doing stuff like this. So I like that they're doing stuff like this. It adds to it, to the figure. You're seeing a lot with, you know, against the knives. Just one little bit of paint that's on the gun. Just, it really goes far. And then here you have his leash for Fiona. And it just kind of slides right over. So there's nothing to do. You don't need to take anything off. And then there's the two little crocodiles. One is white. I don't know the purpose of it being white, but I do believe it albino. There are albino crocodiles. So those are pretty cool. So let's get to the crocodile, because you want to talk about some tooling that I'm going to be blown away if they don't reuse this. You got to think, this figure here, in all honesty, when people talk about tooling, this is a deluxe figure, 44 bucks. I forget what he was going for. You got a head sculpt that's never going to be used again for anything else. Is that standing straight up? I have an issue. And then his midsection and his upper torso, like his whole torso, can never be reused again. Same with the waist, unlike a lot of these other Gung Ho, Rock and Roll. They use the same lower legs, completely the exact same. So unless they redo Croc Master, they can't really reuse a lot of those parts. And this They're not being reused at all. So, looking at this guy, he's a monster. I'll just lay him down, and you can actually see how much bigger he is than Gung Ho. Almost twice the size. So I think he's like almost a foot long. Is that what they said? So you got his mouth that opens, neck that moves up and down, so you get a lot of posability out there. You can turn side to side. Top of the body moves, twists, just like a crocodile really does move. His arms just go up and down. There's no elbow joints to it, but he does have his hands that move slightly back and forth, so you're able to get him onto the ground and you can actually see his feet. And then you got this one, the way this moves. Again, these things can move back and forth. So it's nice. I love this. I think it's really cool. Then you have his tail, which pops out. Comes off real nice. It's got a big ball joint right here. And this is a soft rubber. So the one thing about the body is it's very soft. And I have seen NECA do this an awful lot. I think Super 7 does it also, but NECA does it where they put these soft spots on around their legs, so when you move it, it moves with it. I know the Bronx figure from NECA does the exact same thing, so that's actually really cool. And this thing just kind of pops on, but then it has the wire in it. Should probably lower this a little bit, but it moves back and forth however you want here. It can twist, but the fact that you have the wire and it allows it to turn, lift it up, you can make them swatting at a figure. So really cool. I mean, they've really outdone themselves with the animals, starting with Timber. I think that animal, one of the best animals that I've seen in a line. This thing here knocks it out of the park, but you're not going to reuse this. That's what's absolutely crazy when you think about this. This is not being reused other than for, a Croc Master. I mean, look at the detail right here. I mean, as he lifts up, like, through his jaw, like, they make it so it's just, like, the paint apps are just, honestly, this looks really, it looks so good. Looking at the inside of it, look at that. So, this figure is well worth the extra amount that you're paying for a deluxe. This is a true deluxe figure. All right, let's wrap it up. All right, so there you have it. I apologize. Sometimes I obviously ramble on. Again, anyone that's following me, watching this channel, they know I have a tendency, let's straighten that out a little bit, to ramble on. And again, while I was doing it, right at the end there, this is truly a deluxe figure. This is what deluxe should mean. I know that the Kumakara is considered a deluxe, has a good amount of weapons. I guess the Snake Eyes and Timber, that's definitely deluxe because the Timber is just spot on, 2 different heads. But you also have a figure in Snake Eyes that is he's a repaint. I mean, they've already used that body. Obviously, they gave him a different head, and a lot of those weapons are being reused. This here, again, I'm sure the legs are being reused because they're just very plain. I know the arms are. But the body and the head and the crotch piece are not going to be reused, so that's cool. And again, Fiona, I mean, this thing is a $20 animal right here. I know people can go, oh yeah, $1 billion company, they're just passing the buck on. Listen, you know why a $1 billion company is a $1 billion company? Because they don't give things away. And all you people that continue to bitch about certain things, that don't get me wrong, Hasbro saying that, hey, we're losing money from, Russia, so we got to jack up our prices, is BS. There's no doubt about that. You're not supposed to do stuff like that. But they're a $1 billion company because they're smart. They're there to make money, not just make toys. So, Again, there's the pistol. You guys see the lefty? That's why it's on the left. I guess that's good because you got a lot of these figures that are just all righties. And he does have the pinhole for the blast effect. Let's see if I get a blast effect around here. Got the big blast effect. I was looking for, oh, there's a little one. So you got a little blast effect. How's it fit? Now, again, seems very loose, actually. Well, I guess it does stay. Again, this one here. Yeah, this blast effect is just, it's just bad. I'm not going to call it Valaverse because not everything can be something that small. But here we have Croc Master and he's blasting someone. Someone's trying to steal his crocodile. Look at that. Hasbro, give us some more blast effects because they're super cool. So anyway, that's Croc Master. I'm going to get out of here. I've done 3 videos. I've got a bunch of stuff coming tomorrow on a Sunday. Thank you, FedEx. They tend to deliver on Sunday, which is super cool because I don't like waiting, especially the holiday. Oof. So, like this. See, I will admit, again, I do have an issue with some of these new guys standing. Spirit doesn't stand so well. He falls over fairly easy. I think it's because of the boot print. Storm Shadow on the hand actually stands perfect. So I'm done. I'm going to get out of here. You guys have seen enough of me today in my Star Wars shirt. So anyway, if you like the channel, follow. If you don't like the channel, follow. Smash that bell. Hey, share, do everything. It truly does help. And I really do appreciate all the good words that I get. Love having the interaction with you guys and other toy collectors. So anyway, I'm going to get out of here. On the socials, A Punk with Toys, that's Twitter, and that is Instagram. And once again, everyone have a wonderful night and happy toy hunting.